Sure. What's up? With my man Jason, Urgo.
Hey.
Literally puts the U in YouTube, baby.
Ooh, 7. That's a good one.
Don't drop your phone.
Huh? Yeah, this phone's actually been dropped in pools like several times, and it'll come back to life for some reason. It's like a zombie phone. So Jason, give Lance some advice on how he could get more involved with coding. You've been coding since what age?
I don't know if I was necessarily doing the coding exactly, but I mean, I've been using computers and interested in them since I was in kindergarten. I think the first thing I used was Logo way back in the day, where it was this, you gave like commands like forward, left, right, and you made this turtle go around and draw things on there. And I mean, that was the basics, learning, how to control something and create a program altogether that made it draw a whole big picture. But like these days, like you're telling me he's using Scratch.
He's using Scratch.
Like that.
What program do you use, Lance? During the STEM program? Scratch. And what did you build?
I built a Volkswagen crashing with a tree, and then I meant a Volkswagen crashing into a tree, and then an airplane crashed into the car, and then a polar bear was coming to an apple, and he ate the apple, and the theme was Christmas, and
All right.
What was the first thing you built, Jason?
I honestly don't remember now.
Do you remember?
I remember, well, for like actual programming. Watch it. Vlog this.
They
Turn
gonna
the camera
dunk
on.
them in?
The dog's about to.
They're about to jump them in? Oh no!
these explorers!
He's not trying to have it. Get me out of here.
The dog did it.
Oh.
Sorry, buddy.
The dog's out.
Andrew, you okay? He's coughing up a little water there.
Speaking about letting the dogs out. Get it?
He's not feeling it.
Oh, yeah. I definitely.
Oh man.
So, I think the first thing I remember actually creating was something that you typed the alphabet.
Okay.
Like you had to type the alphabet, make sure you did it without any typos, and it timed how fast that you could do it.
Okay.
And I think I did that in like basic programming language, like the one called basic.
Also, like a game.
Yeah, I mean, they're very basic. I mean, it was a game, yeah.
But
you literally, like,
when you type that,
you ran the program, it said, I don't know, like, when you're ready, press enter.
Right.
Then you had to type A, B, C, D, E, F, G, the whole alphabet as quick as you could without any typos. And then when you finished, it told you how long it took you to type that. So I think that was one of the very first things that I built.
Oh, okay. It told you it took you like a minute or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Hopefully quicker, right? Yeah.
And how old were you?
I probably was in like 7th grade or something.
7th grade, like 12?
Maybe 6th, yeah, 7th grade, something like that.
12?
12.
And what do you remember that you?
That was on my first computer that I had at my house at the time.
What kind of, was it Commodore? You said Apple, you said?
No,
don't
we used Apples in school. It was like an old IBM 286 PC.
Old IBM 286 PC?
So really slow. I mean,
yeah, the first thing I built was a basic program, and it just had my name run across the screen.
Yeah.
Like I could do it, either have it run vertically down, I guess, or it just went all over the screen. That's the only thing I learned. It was like maybe like, I don't know, 5 lines or something like that, 5 lines of code.
Yeah. I mean, I had some like little ones before that might have printed out like hi Jason or something like that. But that was the first thing that was like on my own outside of the box.
And were you coding regularly after that, or did you?
Pretty much, yeah.
What were you doing? What kind of project did you build after that?
I don't know. I had a whole bunch of little things that I made in school. Nothing really major to speak of, but yeah, I just taught myself all throughout high school. I did a lot of things on the internet also. So it was more scripting than programming, but like I go by the name Urgo 6667 on the internet. 6667 is actually a number that goes with IRC chat. which is there's a program called Merc that lets you connect there. IRC is basically, if you're familiar with Slack these days,
Yeah, I know.
it's the same idea as
Right.
Slack, but what we had back in the 80s and 90s.
Yeah.
And it's still around for coders use it a lot still. But anyway, you could program things on there. So I made lots of little things for IRC. Yeah.
But I remember you had a Twitter app one time. Yeah, you had me using it.
Yeah.
You had a Twitter app for a minute. That was following people, right? And then, but that, what'd you code that in? That was PHP already.
That was
right?
in PHP, yeah.
That was PHP. Okay. And learning PHP, what was the biggest obstacle that you faced?
I don't know if I really had any obstacles.
Really?
I had already been doing coding for a long time without it. I guess it was just.
It just came natural to you.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah,
I'd been doing. I started PHP probably when I was in college already. So I had been coding, from a long time before that. It's more whenever you learn or start working on a new language, it's more of just learning what's different about this one compared to other ones you've used. Because most programming languages are somewhat similar. It's just sometimes you have to put like a semicolon at the end of a line. Sometimes, I don't know. There's or different words that do different things in different languages. So you just have to learn the specific syntax of each language.
So, like, even building SocialBlade itself, did you run into any obstacles? Like, wow, it's hard to get this one feature.
So, I guess the biggest obstacles we've had in SocialBlade is not the building it specifically, but scaling in general.
Scaling, okay, I got you.
Originally, way back when I created it, when we met you originally, in the big days, there was maybe 100 users on there.
Right.
Now we have millions. And we've had to upgrade servers many times over the years, and our database just keeps on growing and growing in size. So, our obstacles have always been, especially when we had physical servers. We're now on Google, but when we had physical servers, it was trying to get the most optimal code to run unlimited resources there. So, when the site itself wasn't making much money, there's not much to spend on it. So couldn't have everyone uses these days like AWS or Google. These cloud servers, those are not cheap servers.
Right.
So it was trying to get as much out of the limited hardware that we had, and whenever there was something that took the site down, how can we fix it so that doesn't happen again? How do we make it so that we're can withstand that in the future?
Okay.
And you do a lot with Reddit and things like that. So whenever a big spike in traffic happens from social media, that's something that we had to make sure that we had enough resources to handle, or our code was written well enough to withstand that.
Okay.
These days, since we are on Google, if we do get a spike in traffic, we just have it automatically spin up some new servers.
Okay.
In addition to the code already being pretty solid. So.
All right.
Yeah.
Also, but building it yourself, you didn't face any obstacles. You just basically it was smooth sailing, to build it yourself.
I wouldn't say that's exactly smooth sailing, but it's.
But you were figuring it was manageable.
Yeah.
It wasn't like something like, oh, I'm stuck, I can't do this. It wasn't. But that. So now, what do you think that? Because, for instance, for me, I try to learn PHP, but I've just gotten stuck on certain problems where I'm like, damn, it's hard for me to resolve this, and it takes a lot of time for me to get through that. So I guess let's say someone that's not as technologically proficient as you are, how would they get through some type of obstacle like that?
There's lots of resources out there. I guess in general you need to. It really depends on what level you're at. If you're not really familiar with programming at all, you have to probably pick up some books, or there's a lot of free courses online you can do these days. University lectures and stuff like that, or podcasts, YouTube videos, instructional things like that.
Right.
You definitely have to have the right mindset and understand sort of the basics, the fundamentals, before you can, at least before you can proceed too far down the line. Okay. You can do some basic stuff without knowing a lot of that.
Right.
But to make anything that is going to be, able to be run by millions of people, you definitely need to know some of the optimization things ahead of time there.
Yeah, 'cause I took a book. What was it? I was I took a course by Robert Nixon. You ever heard of him?
No,
it's called PHP MySQL. And I was basically following that, but sometimes I would copy the code as is, and I would still have trouble running it. So, I noticed sometimes it would just be like lack of attention to detail. Like, for instance, I didn't add a semicolon or a certain line break wherever it was supposed to be positioned. So maybe that's what it was. But
and I guess whenever you're doing coding too, you have to keep a close eye on your error logs also, because if you do miss a semicolon, it'll show you in there around where your error is, and you have to go look at the code. So I guess that's actually a good point. You need to definitely be good at troubleshooting. That's definitely a major skill that you need to have if you're doing.
And I guess maybe look at different sources, because I was only going from that one particular source. Is it like beneficial for you to learn from different sources? Or?
Yeah, probably.
That's how you picked it up.
Different people have different styles.
Yeah. I got you. And when you were young, what got you hooked on it? Like for instance, like I would like for him to be able to like doing it, or it's just natural.
I can look back again at kindergarten. I remember specifically that in our room, I went to kindergarten, it was 1985 we're talking about now. Right. So people didn't have computers in their homes in general. The internet,
real cool.
Yeah, the internet wasn't a thing, or at least by like general consumers. So it was definitely a very different time. Kids these days have an iPad from the age of like baby.
Yeah, absolutely.
They grow up with an iPad. But I remember specifically like never having a computer at my house. Going into kindergarten, that was like the first time I was ever exposed to one, and it was my favorite thing in there. I remember. The weird thing is, I've tried searching for this so many times over the years. I remember specifically this factory game where like it showed you this shape, and you had like it was like a piece of paper that was like cut and like punched and folded, and like a bunch of things were done to it, and you had to then identify what three things were used to create that. Like it might have been a stamp, then it folded it and rotated it, and that was like a game I remember playing in kindergarten. On the Apple IIe.
Right.
And I don't know, I just like that was probably one of the first things I remember. Even that was sort of the basics of programming, because you had to figure out what things happened to create something. So I don't know what made me really get interested in it long term. Just I used it over and over again. I don't know. It's just something I felt natural around.
So it's like the way that I see it, I know like just having a computer. I guess since it wasn't around, I guess you got a computer, and like for me, I remember the Commodore. I like being on the computer. The only thing it broke, it like broke after a while, and my grandfather had bought it for me, and it was like $400, which is a lot of money for them, and that $400 was actually worth more back then. And then once it broke, then I guess I didn't have as much interest. And then I think the Nintendo Entertainment System came out, and then I just started getting, I started playing Super Mario Brothers until I had calluses. So. Yes, I guess it's something that I didn't get heavily involved with. So, but then you work with the Apple, and then did you was it like a continuous thing? Like every year you were working with computers, or was like I worked on it? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, no, in elementary school I remember I don't remember little bits here, but Logo I think I was talking about, and then I remember there was something called like HyperCard on the Mac that I don't remember what I did in it exactly, but I remember I did some programming in that before I got my own computer to do things in. And then I remember also in 9th grade, our school used the TI calculators, the TI 82s or 3s or whatever they have.
Yeah.
I remember that like we were
the graph calculators and all that.
Yeah, one of the graphing calculators. So our class was like one of the first classes in the school that actually used those.
Okay.
But obviously there's a lot of learning stuff you can do with it too. But I remember that there was a lot of games that you could get on there. And I remember actually taking some of the games that were available, and I actually added like extra levels to them and whatnot, and then passed it around to everyone in the class. Like everyone loved it that I could make all these extra levels for them and all
so you added to it allowed you. Oh, okay, I got you.
So I didn't necessarily make the game from scratch at that time, but I added more to it, giving a lot extra functionality.
Kind of like what you do with SocialBlade, that you add to YouTube.
Yes and no. That's a little bit different there.
Of course, on a higher level, but it's kind of like if you look at it from a.
I can see that. I can see that.
It's like adding a new, like a mod to it or whatever. Yeah, like a modification towards it.
Yeah.
Oh wow, okay. All right. So basically, just continued access with it. Now, you had a computer in your home?
When I was in like junior high school, I did.
Yeah, oh, okay.
Before that, I did.
So
Like,
it was
elementary,
basically
I did.
you were doing it in school.
Right.
Were you putting a lot of time into it?
I remember. I don't remember what grades now, but I remember like over the summer when I was a kid, there was like a computer camp that I went to at the
Oh,
school.
okay.
So that we got to do more of this stuff. I think I don't remember when we had access to it in school itself, but I think there was like some time of the day that we had access to do some stuff.
So your mother got you in the computer camp and all that?
Yeah.
Okay. And how long did you be in the computer camp? Like
Again, it was over the summer. I honestly don't remember exactly how long it was, but I want to say it was like a couple weeks.
Couple weeks, but would you be there like what, like maybe 2-3 hours every day or whatever?
Maybe. I'm not
Maybe,
sure
okay.
This is when I was their age. So
Cool.
I don't recall that for sure.
All right, cool. Yeah, no, that sounds cool.
Time was a different thing when you were a kid. Like remembering back how long something was, you could think that it was the whole summer when it might have been.
It might have been like a week or whatever. Yeah, I got you. Yeah, I remember my mother put me in like some bowling league, and I may have been there for like maybe 2-3 weeks. I think I've been there for a long time. Mm-hmm. Oh, okay, cool. And then what? Every year throughout your whole childhood, you always were programming.
And the S-Blade shark.
Cool. Yes, we gotta get them involved more with. What were you programming with other people or just by yourself?
Where's the camera goggles?
I guess with other people. Well, I don't know, a little of both. With other people, or at least for other people. When I was in high school, I know, like I met a whole bunch of people over IRC. They were from all over the country.
In high school?
Yeah, but again through IRC. Like it wasn't through the school or anything. It was just over the internet, just people with common interests.
Okay. And then you just networking, I guess, and comparing projects or whatever.
Hanging out in a chat room with other kids, basically, of various ages, really.
During those early years, what were some of the most notable projects, the ones that you can remember?
There was what was it? I guess one of the interesting things that I did that back when I was a kid, it was finding ways just around systems. I guess it's past any time that I could get in trouble with this. But I remember back when I don't know. You remember when there was like little banner ads or whatever all over the place?
Yeah.
Made things that on IRC that could allow you to basically sort of cheat the system there, and we made like a little. Now you don't think of it in a good light because it's botnets and stuff like that.
Okay.
Really take down big systems, but we made some of like the first ones of those that like let people make some extra money on there.
Okay.
Like, I was just like a kid, and ended up actually turning into something that we got hired by. I think it was DoubleClick or something.
Oh, really?
That we showed how we did it, and like it ended up getting in like newspapers and stuff like that.
Really? Get out of here! What did it do? What did it do exactly?
So in short, basically, people could sign up for one of these programs, and you put the link to whatever your banner was inside this program that I made for Merck, and then everyone was in this chat room. And like every so often, you dump your link in, and then everyone that was running the software I made would click on your link, and you'd earn money from that.
Oh, okay.
So it was like, it wasn't the most legitimate thing I've ever done, but it was one of the first things I made when I was experimenting.
I feel you. It all helps out. I got you. Cool. Yeah,
but it was used by hundreds of people when I was like in high school.
So basically, what they clicked a particular link, and then just by them clicking that was it.
It basically was simulating like clicking an advertisement on a website.
Okay, I got you. All right.
So now, like I say, it's not great because one of the major ways that my company makes money is advertisements on our website.
Right.
We'd never do anything like this. Now.
Absolutely.
But when I was a kid, it was
just playing with that stuff.
And it was one of the first ways to do that. Now, all these companies have so much research into stopping this type of thing.
Right, absolutely.
We were some of the first ones, so making trouble for big companies.
I feel you. Now, but I guess that's how you pick it up. You start experimenting with different type of projects, and you eventually are able to build something that's helping people out, which is cool. All right, cool. Yeah, so I mean, I definitely, that's the same thing, like kind of what I want to get them involved. Like I want to learn, I wanted to get them into athletics, but if I'm not want to force feed it to them, but I just want it so they could be, you know, healthy or whatever, so they could be like, I know. So what I want to do is
really feed their interest, whatever they're interested in.
Absolutely.
Yeah, from what he was telling me, it sounds like you do have a future entrepreneur on your hands there.
Yeah.
Like I was telling you earlier before you started recording, the secret to like running your own company or, you know, programming, like any of these things, is find some problem in the world, something that people want. And a lot of times it's drawing on your friends and family, like figuring out like, I wish I was able to do this, or seeing something that they're struggling with and then solve it. That's how so many companies are built.
Lance, come over here. Look what he's gonna say. Come over here. If you want to build a company, you want to build a technology company like you want to build,
or not even a technology company. It could be, you know, like a physical product company. Find something that your friends and family or yourself, you know, that you wish you had, and find out a way how to solve the problem. So, like, I mean, some things you can't necessarily do. Like, if you wish you had a rocket suit so you could fly around, probably not something that's feasible these days exactly. But finding something that you can solve,
you can find a problem that you could solve, and then develop a solution for it. Understand? Just like how you're always saying, oh, we found a solution to that problem. Everything has a solution to every problem has a solution.
Yeah.
So you you use something, perhaps.
I have a problem going to arts and crafts every Wednesday and Thursday.
Yeah, so maybe you could develop some type of technology that'll help people tolerate that stuff.
Oh, maybe I can make something. Maybe I can make something. Maybe I can make a sign called "No Electronics Allowed."
No electronics allowed.
Yeah, it's better because everyone else has electronic, and if that doesn't work, I'm not going there ever again, and I'm continuing with the house variation of arts and crafts.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so he's got the tell him about your company, your company. What's it called?
Cybertech.
So he's got a bunch of paper prototypes, and he's got like cameras and stuff.
Yeah, all over the house.
Yeah, all over the house.
Nice.
So his thing is to make them real, especially today, because he saw some kid that developed a device that it notifies the authorities if they leave a child in a hot car.
Yeah.
And then it blows like air. It has like a fan.
Yeah. I remember seeing that.
So he saw it today, and he was like, he wants to develop some type of technology. He wants his technology to be real, like that, like that kid's.
The cool thing about thing about like Tesla cars is
they're self-driving.
That too, but they actually have that technology even built into it and taking it a step further. So like the car we have actually doesn't let the temperature get hot enough in the car so that it would, you know, harm a kid.
A smart car?
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, so like it has, I don't remember the exact limit, but say like 100 degrees, or maybe 110. I can't remember the exact number, but if the temperature gets that high, even if the car's turned off, it'll actually kick on the air conditioner, so that it cools it down, so that
like a smart
kid
car
cannot like overheat, or kid or a pet can't overheat the car.
Okay.
In addition to that, like from your phone, you can even like adjust it that way.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, I mean, for a car that doesn't have that type of tech,
it regulates the temperature even when the car is off.
So there's like two different solutions right there.
Oh wow.
To solve this type of problem.
Cool. All right, man. I'm definitely gonna get him involved more with places where he could socialize and be able to learn how to develop.
Sounds like he's definitely a really smart kid. I see really cool things in his future.
Hey, appreciate it, man. Thanks for the advice, man. Yeah, so we up in here with Jason. Yeah, we'll probably go check out how the self-driving feature works.
Yeah. Give you a little demo.
For real, man. All right, thanks a lot, Jason.
Absolutely.
Great talking to you over here. We are up in his pool over here on the seated part.
I'm standing here.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you can do that because you're tall. I think I got older and I shrank because he seems so much taller. I'm like looking up at an NBA player.
Oh yeah.
When I said what's up to him. All right, man. Talk to you in a minute.
Okay.